Miracles abound. I'm on time, right? I'm on time, right? Yes. Yes. Did it finally. Yes. Yay. Hi. Well, in case you're wondering, my name is Sarah, and yes, I am a coffee drinking, a tea leaf reader. No, that sounds very strange. I always say it, but it's 100% true. How are you doing this evening? Hope everyone is keeping really well amidst all of this craziness that's been happening out there this week. So, thank you so much for tuning in, and I really hope that you enjoy this tea leaf reading. So what we do every week, we go live twice a week, and that is on Mondays as well as Thursdays. I had to think about that for a second. And what we do is on Mondays. Oh, Nicole, you're here. Hi, Nicole. Thanks so much for being here. That's awesome to see you. Thank you so much. Aw, thank you, Nicole. I'm guessing you can hear me. Nicole, may you please just let me know if you can hear me okay? I really appreciate that. We've had some technical issues over the past a couple weeks ago. It was very strange things happened. But if you could please let me know, Nicole, if you can hear me okay and see me okay, that'd be most appreciated. I know that I do. I can talk. I seem to have a bit of a lag sometimes in the chat versus like me talking. So from what I'm seeing in the background, there's a bit of a lag sometimes. Oh, awesome. Thank you so much. And in case anyone's watching and has no idea what I'm doing, my laptop is off to the side. I use it to look at the chat. I am extremely short-sighted, so even my phone is blurry right now. So I do use my laptop to look at the chat. So hence me like trying to squint and look off camera. That if you're wondering what I'm doing, that's what I'm doing. Nancy. Hi, thanks for being here, Nancy. That's awesome. Good to see you. So yeah, what we do here is we go live 2 times a week on Mondays as well as on Thursdays. Now, obviously, yesterday I was just unable to make it. Apologies about that. But I am very happy to be back here again tonight. And tonight we're going to be doing a general weekly tea leaf reading. We also go live on Thursday evenings, and both nights, Mondays in this case, Tuesday, as well as Thursday, are at 9 p.m. Eastern, and we do go live. I aim to keep it less than an hour every time. And we do viewer tea leaf readings. So if you are curious to, or if you've never had a tea leaf reading and you're curious to see what it's like, if you'd like to have a bit of a quick check-in for a reading, you're most welcome to come back again here on Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern. That's Lionsgate. I updated my title of that live this afternoon. I realized that, yeah, we're going live on Thursday. It's August 8th. That's like 8/8 Lionsgate. So we will be going live again on Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern, and we will be doing 3 free tea leaf readings. This is my gift to you. 3 complimentary tea leaf readings, 5 minutes each. First come, first serve, live in the chat. So if you'd like to have a quick check-in and have a quick tea leaf reading, please do come back again here on Thursday evening at 9 p.m. Eastern, and I will do my very best to read for you then. So thanks so much again for everyone who is here in the chat. And I hope that you all enjoy this tea leaf reading. So what we're going to do tonight is a weekly reading. So this is a look at the week ahead to see whatever the universe would like us to know. Sounds that you hear off camera, the water boiling. So sorry, apologies. I'm so Canadian. Oh, let me apologize for that. So that's what we're going to do. I'm just boiling the water right now. I already have the mug ready with the tea in the mug. And I'm just waiting for the water to reboil so then we can get the leaves ready and see whatever I affectionately like to say the boss, God, the divine source creator, would like us to know as this week unfolds. I'm just going to get caught up a little bit in the chat. Now I will say when I do these readings, in the dream scenario, I don't look at the chat by any means whatsoever. I just don't. I like to just do the reading and not be distracted by looking back and forth at the chat constantly. It allows me to get the readings done. So I always like to give a huge shout out to my moderators. So I know Nicole is here in the chat. Thank you so much. I see it sort of going by on my phone and I'm seeing a few messages here. But I will look back at those in a few moments. But what we do is, yeah, I'm seeing a lot of people here in the chat. It's intriguing. Hey, if we have trolls in the chat, I take it as a compliment. I've always said it. I actually find it humorous at this point. So I just find it funny. But yes, but a huge thank you to my moderators. So Nicole, thank you so much for being my moderator tonight. I know oftentimes we do also have Dragonfly. So Dragonfly, I don't even know if you're in the chat. I don't see you as yet. But a big, huge thank you and round of applause to my beautiful moderators, Nicole and also Dragonfly, who help keep the chat running tickety-boo and allow me to do the readings because I truly could not do this without my mods. It allows me to read and not be distracted by looking back and forth at the chat. So I try my best not to do that. So just a heads up before we actually begin the reading tonight, if you have any questions, I know Nicole, thank you so much for moderating tonight. Dragonfly, I don't think she's here as yet, but I'm sure she will be. But any questions, my mods can handle those questions. And otherwise, I will, if you have any questions at the end of this reading, most welcome to pop those into the chat at that time. Now, most likely, as of now, just after 9 p.m. We'll probably be finished the reading around 20 to 10 approximately. That's what I'm going to aim for. So if you have a question about a reading, or if you're curious to have a reading, or if you want to book a reading, all of my information, if you do want to book a private reading, shameless plug here, all of that information is in the description box below. So all of my links are in, essentially you can find all of my links from going to my link tree. Again, all of that information is in the description box below. You just click the little word that says more under the title of this live. It opens up the description box, big long description in there. You can find that link tree link and you can contact me there if you are curious and like to have a private reading for yourself. And thank you so much. Now also, shameless plug, since we're on the topic, we have had a lot of new subscribers in the past month or so. So big thank you to everyone who has joined. I really appreciate you subscribing, liking, commenting, sharing all these videos, joining in the live chat with positive comments and really lovely camaraderie that we're building here on this channel. So thank you so much to everyone who's new and who's joined. Thank you just so much to everyone who's been here. And this is all a hat. I really appreciate that too. You're really helping this channel to grow. Now, if you would like to support this channel in other ways, I do have a Patreon. It's very much a work in progress. I was hoping to get it updated for August. I'll try and get that done in the next few days. But I also do have a Ko-fi account. So if you'd like to make a financial contribution to this channel, that is also lovely, most appreciated too. Just really helps to go to get the, keep the running costs. And I really appreciate that. So thank you again so much for all of your help and all of your support. So all that to say is I have the water boiled. I'm going to get the tea leaf going right now. And I'm just going to make this one quick comment here as well. Disclaimer, entertainment purposes only. So please take what you will and leave what you don't. All the readings I do offer are for entertainment purposes only. Please take what you will and leave what you don't. Okay. Tea leaf reading, in my opinion, and all readings, again, this is in my opinion, it very much is a matter of discernment and personal choice. So we all have free will. So again, please take what you will and leave what you don't. And I really hope that you do enjoy this tea leaf reading. Hope it gives you a bit of insight as to what is on the way this week, whatever God wants us to know. And onwards we go. So I do see the chat just lit up here. So Nicole, thank you so much for taking care of it. And yes, Nicole, thank you so much. Yeah, personal readings are on Thursday. I have already scheduled that live on my channel. So if you just go over to my live, if anyone's curious, hop on over to my live tab there, and you can see the live scheduled for this week on August the 8th, which is again Lionsgate. So thank you so much to everyone who is interested in seeing whatever God would like us to know this week. And onwards we go. Now it has been pretty warm here the past few days, and today is no exception. So I'm a little bit dry, so if I sound a little bit dry, that is why I'll be having some sips of water here during during the reading here. So let's get the reading going. So a big thank you again to Nicole for making sure the chat is running tickety-boo and nice and clean and clear. I really appreciate your help. Okay. 1 second, I just have to something just closed on me here in the back end, Nicole. I have to log back into YouTube Studio. One moment, everyone, please. Thank you so much. live. Looks like we're still live, so that's excellent. So how is everyone doing tonight? If you want to chime in the chat and say where you're from, that's always kind of a fun thing to do. Okay. All right, back in. Okay, Nicole, I'm back in, so I can see the chat again. Okay, looks like we're doing the right things, Nicole. If we have a few trolls in the chat, right? Okay, so thank you everyone for all of your support, all of your interest. Let's get on with this tea leaf reading and see whatever God the boss would like us to know this week going ahead. So people do read tea leaves differently. The way that I describe tea leaf reading is it describes the qualities and or characteristics of events and or situations which are likely to occur. Images that are shown in the tea leaves can be literal, symbolic, and or both. Going to push the tea leaves back down into the cup. As always, we'll aim for about 20 minutes or so approximately for this reading, the length of the reading. Pushing these back down. Now I'm just going to quickly check for the consistency of liquid tea compared to the actual tea leaves. Getting the consistency right here. I wonder if there's going to be any orbs that make an appearance tonight. The past couple of lives we've had a few divine helpers appear as orbs. It's been really neat to see that. So I wonder if we'll have any more tonight. Of course, I've already said all my prayers. Consistency is almost 100% perfect. Just going to get the consistency 100%. Add a bit more water. Okay, perfect. Now I'm just going to put the plate on top of the mug. Flip it over, 1, 2, 3. Like I said, I do use my laptop to be able to see the comments. And I do use my phone to stream. So it looks like I'm holding this up quite good, but I'm assure you it's 100% flat. So I'm going to just be rotating the mug now a few times, 3 or 4 times. Clockwise, always clockwise. Energetically clockwise reinforces natural harmony. So that's what we're doing. Okay. Yes, we definitely will be back again on Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern for viewer readings. So those readings are 5 minutes each. So I aim for, I do my best to aim for 5 minutes each per reading. Now, the length of time per individual, including cup setup, is longer than that, but the actual reading I aim for about 5 minutes. That's opposed to my actual, that's opposed rather to the shortest amount of time that I do offer for private readings, and that is 15 minutes. But for the viewer readings here on Thursday nights, that's 5 minutes. It really is like a little quick taste test to see what a tea leaf reading is like. I'm just simply absorbing any excess liquid tea that is, coming out, straining out of the mug. This is something that I like to do. Do my best to not touch any of the tea leaves here. It just really allows, it really very much prevents pooling in the base, which can distort images in the base. So That's what I like to do. Now, everyone does read differently. That's what I was mentioning before. So I read chronological. That's just how I do it. That's how I've always done it. So for us in our case, the rim represents the present situation. The sides are on the way, and the base is more of the distant future. So look now, on the way, and later. So in our case, this being a weekly tea leaf reading, the rim we're still going to count as Monday, even though this is Tuesday, but still Monday is on the rim. Around mid cup is around Wednesday, approximately tomorrow, and the base is this weekend and heading into next week. Now I always do post pictures of the tea leaves, of the tea leaf reading, the following day after the reading. So like tomorrow, I will post those over on my community tab. So if you are curious and would like to see what the tea leaves look like, you're most welcome to hop on over to my community tab tomorrow and check that out and see what the leaves look like a bit more up close, a bit more detail. But I always like to show you as well, even before I look at them, what the tea leaves look like for this week. Okay. So, how's everyone doing? Is everyone ready for the reading? Okay, so we're going to aim now for approximately 20 minutes, and go from there. I am going to aim to have this live posted tomorrow. It may likely be early afternoon, but I'm going to aim for early afternoon tomorrow, if you want to catch the replay. Okay, so without further ado, let's begin this tea leaf reading. If you have any validations that you find as the reading progresses that you can maybe relate with, obviously we're looking into the future. We cannot confirm what has not yet happened, but I would love to hear any validations that you may have, maybe even as the days unfold. So please feel free to either pop them into the chat. Obviously this is live, but as the days unfold, if you want to come back and post those in the comment section, I would love to hear any validations that you wish to share. Thank you so much. Okay, let's start. So, entertainment purposes only, of course. Please take what you will and leave what you don't. Some, none, or all of this information may resonate with you and or apply to you, which is 100% perfect because it is a general weekly daily reading. From what I'm seeing in here, as of yesterday, it looks like there was one main event or situation taking place where things were either calm and clear and quiet, and we were happy with that, and or we want things to get moving a little bit more. Now, having said that, however, there's also... no. I would say that was actually across the board. There was this one main event or situation that was taking place yesterday where, again, we felt like okay that it was taking place and or we wanted things to get moving a little bit more. Now, having said that, there was a slightly smaller event or situation where those qualities were also applied. So, for example, I use examples a lot. There was one gold and one bronze. In terms of levels of importance of events and or situations taking place yesterday. Now, it may very well have even been today where there were two very seemingly small events and or situations, seemingly like very inconspicuous, like very like not seemingly important by any means whatsoever, like at all. However, they are actually part of another event or situation, a much larger event or scenario of much larger significance that will be coming into play in the next day or so, I would say, even by tomorrow. That involves this sense of like receiving something very positive, like a very good situation, significant, actually fairly significant, but involved us receiving something very positive. And this was about two different things in particular. But it's like in retrospect, we see, like as of around tomorrow, it's like looking back, we see how that is the case. We see that being the situation. We have clarity around that scenario. Now, whatever that third scenario is, that likely happens tomorrow. That involves three smaller events or situations. So it's like this one event, this one thing happens, but there's three parts to it. Positive, it's good. it's abundance and prosperity is being indicated regarding that, and a very seemingly small new opportunity, a new idea, a new concept that is like seemingly minute. However, it is part of this scenario of receiving something very positive. Now, this is not part of the main event, so I'll back up for a second. Oftentimes, we do have a layout that we do often see where we have this one main event or situation. It's like the main core, the main hub, the main focus of this entire reading. However, I've actually been looking over here. So in a scenario that is not the main event or situation, but it is taking place simultaneously as the main event or situation unfolds. It actually leads to, like I was referencing or alluding to just a few moments ago, a much larger scenario. So overall, it's a much larger event or situation taking place. Linda, you're here. Linda's back. Hi, Linda. Thanks so much for being here. Linda, Nicole's here, our mod in the chat. Nicole's back too. That's awesome. Thanks so much for being here. Linda's a resident note taker. She takes notes of all the general weekly tea leaf readings. Great to see you back here, Linda. Thanks so much. Yeah, so this larger event or situation, it really is comprised of like thoughts, ideas, words, conversations, things really being more truly up in the air, being talked about, not very important or not seemingly very important. It's just that the scenario of a lot of conversations and discussions and things up in the air is seemingly more significant than the main event. In a way, it is. It's just that there's not a large amount of clarity that is present in and or regarding that situation. Okay. The main event or situation is seemingly quite small in comparison. Not quite a quarter of the cup. So it's significant in and of itself, though, because there's more clarity that's involved with it. There's more things that we actually are like physically seeing unfold. We have more clarity in regards to the smaller of the two, which is the main event or situation. But the larger one, it is more significant, but it's not the main one because things are a little bit more up in the air, and it's just not like there's not a lot of things tangibly happening right in front of our faces. That makes sense. Nicole, yeah, absolutely. Nicole, now that that's our dog Bree.
Bree, I'm here.
Mom just came back in, everyone, in case you're wondering, and
Sorry.
I'm so sorry. Bree was sleeping and she heard the door go and she freaked out. So there's Bree, there's Mom. So let's see. It looks like we have a grand total now of 6 people in the chat. Nicole, I think we topped off at like 58 from what I could see on my end. So Linda, what Nicole's referring to is the fact there was like, Linda says, "Oh, hi Bree. Thank you, Linda. I'll let Bree know." So Linda, what Nicole's referring to by that comment is that we had a barrage of like people hopping on the call. Now on the live. Now Nicole, I wasn't obviously looking at the chat too closely. You can comment more obviously than I can because you saw it all. Was it like predominantly trolls? Because that's what I saw some and I was like, oh, it looks like trolls to me. So yeah, that's what Nicole's referring to, Linda. So yeah, you totally came at the right time. There's like 50. I don't think it capped at 60. I think we topped off at 58. Hey, it helps the algorithm. I'll take it. Nicole, thank you. You are a legend. Okay, so let's go back here. So in terms of this mostly wave of trolls, yeah. I take it as a compliment. I actually find it humorous at this point. So Nicole, God bless you. Thank you so much for looking after the chat. I really appreciate that. I really, really do. Yeah, that was bizarre. Anyway, we'll chat more about that off camera, but that was totally bizarre. But thank you so much for taking care of that, Nicole. Okay, let's look at this main eventer situation. Okay, so it is related to that bronze situation that I mentioned at the beginning of this reading. So it's like there's this one smaller event or situation that began yesterday or was happening yesterday. And that smaller event or situation resulted in this or helped to lead to or create, pick your word or phrase, oh hi Bree, of this main event or scenario taking place. Okay, Bree's walking around, she's happy. Okay. What is intriguing, though, I will say about this main event or situation is like, well, we'll go into more details by around Thursday, but it looks like around Thursday, it actually branches off into two different areas. Thursday and Friday branches off and becomes much more significant. We'll look into that in more detail because that's actually part of something else I was looking at. Okay. That's the sort of like the energy though this week is like from what I'm seeing in here is and getting to is this one main event is again seemingly small and the rest of the cup otherwise, so in other words, like everything else that happens aside from this main event or this main focus of this reading is seemingly quiet. It looks like for the most part this week is like, oh, pretty quiet. There are some things taking place, not too many things happening. Yes, there's some conversations and something happening over here, but it's really not that important, seemingly. But I would use the quiet time that we do have this week to get things done because to be as productive as possible because it does look from what I'm seeing, it's supposed. Oh, Ginny's back. Ginny, hi. Thanks so much for being here. Ginny, we have Nicole here. She's our beautiful mod tonight. And we also have Linda in the chat too. So, yay. Some of my most bestest friends are in the chat. Yay. Thank you so much. So aside from this like one main event, it again, appearances are deceptive because it looks like in a way week is kind of quiet otherwise. And it is, but it's really not because there's just things taking place that don't seem very important, but they are all part. Say that 3 times fast of this main event or situation, which becomes more obvious. We have more clarity around that around Thursday as well as Friday, but we'll get into all that later. Excuse me. Okay. Main event. Okay. Looks like, I would say even today, this main event or situation began with 1, 2, 3. I'm going to say 4, definitively 2, but I'm going to say 4 events or situations. Well, that is true. But opportunities, things up in the air, a new idea, a new concept, new opportunities, new ideas were taking place and or are taking place. Probably now, sorry, I'm quite dry. In 2 of those opportunities, it actually involves like one thing in particular, this one main event or this one scenario that it is specifically regarding, if that makes sense. But the other 2 are not. Now, in one of those situations, the larger of the 2, the 2 that have like something happening. Let's see, we have things are taking place. Okay, so essentially in the one larger one is a 2-parter. So it's one opportunity, but it has 2 parts to it, one larger and one smaller, and it has some reference or some bearing or some significance regarding things coming along very nicely. It's like this new idea, this new thought, this new opportunity involves something beautifully taking form. It's coming into bloom beautifully. It's going very well. It's progressing very nicely, and it's about one thing in particular. There are some thoughts and ideas, conversations about that, just a little bit about that as that scenario kind of concludes, if that sort of makes sense. And or also there's a sense or feeling of reassurance that's also being indicated regarding that scenario. Now, in the other one of those 2, when it's these opportunities or ideas that I wrote like one thing in particular, the smaller of those 2, it has it's regarding something to do with stability, a unique form of stability, but I would say even more specifically than that, more accurately, it's like receiving communications, not about the homeland or family, and it's about stability. Some communication that infers stability, references stability in some way, shape, or form. Going down a little bit further. Now, the most, there's the 2 other opportunities. One is a bit more significant than the other, but the smaller of the 2 has more things taking place. There's more ideas. There's more moving parts, if you will, regarding it. So let's look at that one. It involves positive movement forward. open communication between two people, a helpful individual. Give me two helpful people involved in some way, shape, or form. And there's likely property involved. And I would even say, like, seriously thinking of moving in some level, seriously contemplating moving in some way, shape, or form. Yeah. And that involves one person in particular. Now, if this is you, wonderful. It could be referencing someone else who's involved. But in that individual circumstance, that individual who is a significant person in that scenario is like thinking of a new opportunity, thinking of a new idea that is like ready to be presented, or a very solid opportunity. There's a lot involved in this very short area, this very small area of this reading. So hopefully that makes sense to everyone. I'm doing my best to explain it as well as I possibly can. Okay. All right. Moving down a little bit more. Yeah. There's, again, in this individual circumstances rather, it involves communication between two people. This open communication looks to be quite positive. Give me 3 parts to that. Okay, I keep seeing in this one opportunity that's being contemplated 3 instances of open communication. Now, one person has a letter M. Letter M, I would say either M or N. M and or N involved, those letters, people, places, or things. Seemingly small sense of action, momentum, things taking place rather quickly, life force, vitality, things along those lines. Really is a bit of a glass half full versus glass half empty perspective, perception scenario. Okay. Now, what I do find, I always find everything interesting in tea leaf reading. But what I do find interesting in terms of this individual aspect of this main event or situation is that it's helping to form a beautiful dragon. A beautiful dragon. So for me, dragons are like incredibly intense, divine, loving, protective, unconditional support, loyalty, commitment, protection, divine assistance, unconditional love qualities being present. So that's really what I'm seeing in terms of this individual set of circumstances. And somehow, in some way, there is a Scorpio connection involved. I'm no astrologer, no numerologist. However, there's a Scorpio connection. So some connection with change, positive, like a changes, transformation, new beginnings, new opportunities, things along those lines. Going within, self-healing, I don't know, but something along those lines. Something along those lines. And we also have another helpful individual who is a significant individual. Now, this could be you yourself and or someone else. And that involves a partnership, likely involving 2 different people. We have positive communication regarding that individual scenario, as well as this reference in here to really being able to get things done. In other words, we have everything that we have, all the materials, all the tools, all the knowledge, we have everything that we need to get that one thing and open that one door to do that one thing that we need and or want to do. All we have to do is just go ahead and proceed and go for it, essentially. That is always like a very positive thing when I'm seeing a keyhole. So I'm always excited when I see like keyholes and keys, because it like literally means that we have everything that we need to do this one thing. Should do, wish to. I'm not telling you what to do, but it's like we have everything that we need to do it. All we have to do is just do it. Proceed. Is that whole self-empowerment conversation also partially sometimes, but it's good. I'm excited by this and positive changes regarding that. And we do again have that one significantly helpful individual that's present. Letter E, person, place, or thing in that individual's name. And very interestingly, We also have some surprises regarding that individual scenario. Now I'm going to sort of go out and go back in again in a bit more detail, but overall, generally speaking, this main event or situation really is comprised of a lot of talking, a lot of ideas, conversations, thoughts, words, things up in the air to be decided upon. Pick your words and or phrases, but those qualities present as the week unfolds. Now, as week unfolds, we do have, from what I'm seeing in here, some individual surprises. Yes. Predominantly, I would say this is Tuesday, so I would say predominantly like from like today and tomorrow being Wednesday. A little bit throughout the rest of the week, but the main concentration of them I would say was even today. That completely changes as we head into this weekend, though. But we'll look at that in a few minutes. Okay, so going down a little bit further. Yes, so this whole scenario that I was just talking about with this keyhole and the lock and the dragon, so that does involve it has a very much a loving and harmoniousness feeling or energies associated with it. It's a very loving and harmonious scenario. Person, place, or thing with the letter S, but I would say most likely the number 5. So 5 for me is always changes. So we have two indicators, two references here to change: the Phoenix, which represents Scorpio, and the number 5. So there's like some positive change that's taking place today that involves everything that I just talked about for the past few minutes. Now, again, there's this instance of open communication between two people as part of that individual scenario, that aspect of this scenario. Now, it could very simply be referencing communication, talking. May also be representing a little bit of smooching. So just putting that out there in case that may apply to you. If so, wonderful. Yeah, again, a bit of a glass half full versus glass half empty. Excuse me, perception, perspective, scenario. But generally speaking, we do have reminders in here, indications in here, like of references of loving and harmoniousness. It looks like things, generally speaking, were and or are going well at the beginning of this week. Positive changes, transformations, new opportunities, new beginnings, things along those lines. A small instance here of a new opportunity that's being presented early in the week, like even today, could have happened, very well have happened today. And that involves independent thought, thinking uniquely, thinking for ourselves, thinking differently. But I would even say throughout this entire week, it's very much a gentle and loving energy from what I'm seeing. Yeah. Again, it's like the sweetness, a gentleness. Like cute. Like, oh, isn't that nice? Like cute, gentle, sweet energy from what I'm seeing in here. Now, we also do have reassurance very much being indicated today. I would say it was today. We have two ducks, a duck with two faces. So a scenario that doubly, quite literally, involves two references of reassurance, reminders of reassurance. One of them does involve action momentum, like a fast moving communication. May even involve someone who is a fire sign, astrologically potentially. Again, we have this double communication, like this communication between two interested parties, two people. But again, we have this third. It's like there's these this conversation between two people, and then there's also a third individual who's off to the side, separate, but kind of indirectly part of that scenario. Keep seeing it. Now, the other reassurance looks like it's regarding some research, solitude, going within, studying, call it what you will, that kind of scenario involved. Positive changes, transformations, new opportunities, new beginnings. I keep seeing it. Positive changes. Okay, not to sound repetitive here, although I know I am. Gentleness, there's a cute puppy in here. So, gentleness, sweetness, unconditional loving energy. Being able to multitask and get things done seemingly like quietly, almost like under the radar. But the swiftness, like a fast moving energy that is also very regal, very gentle, very swift, very fleet, fast moving, but very loving and very like extremely loving and protective too. Okay. Forward movement, not being held back. We're heading into around Wednesday at this point. Forward movement, not being held back. A reminder that we do have angelic assistance around us, in my opinion, at all times. Sometimes it's nice to see reminders of that, as well as a reminder to keep our thoughts very, very clear, because it looks like things are, I don't know about you, but for me as well, things are moving very quickly, taking place very quickly. Again, open communication between two people. But it's just like, almost like a warrior in a positive way, like just going for whatever it is that we want to have, like life force and vitality, not being held back, going for whatever it is that we want to have. Okay. Person, place, or thing with the letter G that's involved. Letter G. Again, this nurturing qualities, taking care of, forward movement. Again, this fast-paced movement. I keep seeing it. Okay, Wednesday. Now we're definitely, I would say, around Wednesday now. A partnership beginning to form very nicely, beautifully. Involves two people, I would say, discussing. No, retract 1 second. It's a very positive scenario. Two happy faces there. Things taking form again very nicely. Likely has 3 different parts to it. Actually 4. No, actually 5. 3 main ones and 2 small ones. Excuse me. Loving and harmonious scenario. There's another part forming beautifully. Like a loving and gentleness regarding that situation. Thinking uniquely, thinking differently, thinking independently for ourselves. Letter J, person, place, or thing. Just looking here. Yeah. Again, this fast-paced movement, I keep saying it. And again, so around Wednesday, again, I keep seeing references in here to conversation being held, open communication between two people, and there's also a third party. Keep seeing it. New opportunity involving person, place, or thing with the letters E, U, and or T involved. Now the T for me is also could be very well be I can talk. Be referencing Scorpio. So it's this positive changes, transformation, opportunities, like this inward change, this change, positive changes and introspection in some way, shape, or form taking place. Keep seeing it. What else do we have? Letter G. Whenever I see letters, like letters J and G and E, that whenever I see letters and Y, those letters are being present. Letters, when I see them in tarot reading, to me mean people, places, or things. Y, J, E, U, and our E. That involves positive changes, transformation, new beginnings, new opportunities, communication specifically, I would say, coming to us regarding those things, regarding people, places, things with those letters involved. One may be a Leo. I know this is the season of Leo, the month of Leo. Like, I get it. I know that. I know Thursday is Lionsgate. I know it. Just saying what I'm seeing. Letter W also involved there. Okay, a lot of letters, I know. Now, heading into around Thursday, what do we have here? Reminder of going within, getting things organized in some way, shape, or form. Getting things organized, whether that's purging closets, fridges, paperwork, whatever the case is, but getting things organized. I mean, and it's but I would say, if anything, it's more like getting our thoughts in order, going within, cleaning up doing our own inner work, getting our minds tidy, getting our energy clear, going within, getting into the right mindset, things along those lines of that nature. Okay. Aries under a Taurus connection in reference to receiving communications. One with two parts. One of the parts is about like either things are beginning to bloom beautifully, taking form beautifully, coming into fruition, and or a celebration, a triumphant happiness, celebratory energy that's involved with that. The other part is information about sending a communication. Around Thursday, there's a lot of communication. I keep seeing like a lot of messages coming and going. It looks like one of those weeks are like we're just constantly back and forth. I know that can be like a very normal thing for many people. For me, it's very prominent. I keep seeing birds coming in and birds flying out. So there's a lot of communication back and forth, I would say. Now, this communication most likely is either by phone, text messages. It's electronically. Phone, text, email, whatever the case is, but most likely electronic communication in some way, shape, or form. Again, this loving and harmoniousness that I keep seeing throughout this week. Around Thursday, a scenario where it is beginning to form, as of later, form beautifully. And again, we have a little dragon there, and this is all about this unconditional love, support, loyalty, commitment, protection, companionship. Not like, oh, we're in danger, protection, but a reminder that we do have divine protection that's also involved. I would totally say that as well. And this involves three individuals, predominantly three individuals. A partnership that has three parts to it, but two people specifically involved in that scenario. And it does involve stability, possibly an angelic connection yet again, and or a Sagittarius connection as well. Letter W, letter W that's involved. And it's about what there's these two people talking, and then there's a third party. I keep seeing it throughout here. But it looks good. Looks to be a good situation. There's hearts there, so it's good. Now, around Thursday especially, and Friday, this is where we have a lot, like definitely more talking. Communication, like thoughts are up in the air, like thoughts, ideas, things are up in the air a little bit more so than the rest of the week. Yeah. As opposed to like seeing things in front of us happening. Yeah. Yes, this forward movement. It's like going for what we're going. I keep seeing the same and so similar images. Is this going for whatever it is that we want to have, not being held back, going for it. We have the letter W, and 3 people are involved in this scenario that involves communications. Communications that are leaving us, not about the home and or family, about a situation that looks like it's coming along beautifully, just about ready to tap it, but not quite. That's on, I would say, Thursday. Life force, vitality, positive scenario. Looks like throughout this week we have this recurring theme also of things coming almost ready to come into fruition. Like things are prime, things are beautifully just about ready to bloom. Not quite ready to bloom yet, but almost. And I keep seeing that throughout this entire tea leaf reading. Now, is this referencing the same situation? I actually would say no. I would actually say, from what I'm seeing, this is referencing different individual scenarios, whatever they may be, whatever those may be. And it continues on. It's like scenario, situation, here, 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 here. I would not say this is the same scenario. I would highly expect to see a different layout than what I'm seeing. But I'm consistently seeing flowers not bloomed. Just about ready to bloom, but not quite. Repeatedly. So I would say it's totally different situations that these are referencing, not one individual scenario in this overall main event. Okay, now let's head into, okay, we're in Friday. We have a scenario that involves a new opportunity, 2 different parts of this new opportunity, forward movement, again, not being held back. A reminder that we do have angelic assistance. Okay, going forward into this weekend. Now, before we go into this weekend, I will say, as I was referencing earlier, we do have one. Okay, we have this scenario where around Thursday, we have a branch off. We have a different event or situation taking place that is very much related to the main event or situation, but it is like a standalone event in and of itself to me. And that involves, from what I'm seeing, creativity. There's a bunny. Creativity, new beginnings, making new things, new creative projects, things along those lines. But it's like really is like turning over a new leaf, turning over, starting a new chapter, beginning something new. I keep seeing that in here. It's very clear to me. Likely involves some kind of partnership that's a unique partnership. It has 2 different parts to it, I would say most likely. Person, place, or thing, possibly with the letter I that is involved. May have a house connection, possibly involved as well. Letter K, person, place, or thing. Maybe letter X, depending on how you view it. But it's like this creativity that's involved. Positive people involved in that situation as well. Open communication and at least 3 different conversations. One main helpful individual. I wish I could tell you if it's male or female. I do not know. I would say, if anything, likely a female. But again, we have this Scorpio connection, this new positive changes. Harmoniousness, working together, maybe a bit of a homecoming, nostalgic energy that's also associated with that. Maybe a little bit of sentimentality that's involved as well. Retrospective, things along those lines. You may even find that the number 6 specifically, 6 and or the letter B specifically, is involved in that one situation. So now I don't know if any of you have planned a trip. There may actually be a trip that's being indicated in here around Friday. Now, if this is not an actual physical trip, it's referencing another, like a totally different scenario, another event or situation that has up to 4 different parts to it. I would say 4 parts to it. Okay. Now, looking into the base, night and day compared to this tea leaf reading. We do have some time, I would say, this weekend to ourselves, a little bit of time that is, rephrase, much quieter. However, the main focus of this weekend looks like incredibly busy and very, very short-winded here. Really not supposed to know too much. That's the short version. A lot of surprises, pardon me. A lot of surprises being indicated in here, like things we're just not supposed to know. Totally working with many different people. A helpful individual, I would say, who's likely a man, is involved in one of the scenarios. Definitely like conversations, thoughts, ideas, things of that nature up in the air a little bit. And again, we have this situation where we have these two main people conversing and a third party, someone else, a third individual involved as well. It's like these two people talking and there's a third one off to the side. I keep saying it. Going for whatever it is we want to have, not being held back, celebration, happiness. A reminder that we do have angelic assistance around us, in my opinion, at all times. A reminder that also that we do have angelic assistance involved in that individual situation as well. This forward movement, life force, vitality, going for whatever it is that we want to have, not being held back. Letter M, person, place, and or thing. Open communication, partnerships, abundance and prosperity. Wish I could give more details here, but there's also, from what I'm seeing in here, a departed loved one who is coming forward in the tea leaves. Now, this sometimes does happen, generally not for a generally like a weekly reading, but still, I would say like this is likely a male, may or may have a letter I in the name, and or B, I and or B letters. And I wish I could give more details. There may be like a bird connection with that individual. I wish I could say more. I don't see anything else really that may pertain to that individual other than maybe the letters J and or S. Reassurance definitely being indicated, as well as abundance and prosperity, yes. And receiving very good things. I think we're going to leave it there because like genuinely, we're really not supposed to know a lot of details. It's quite tightly grouped. But we do have like this happiness, this jubilation, this dancing, this happiness that's taking place. Again, like the fourth time I've seen a phoenix in here for Scorpio. Changes, positive changes, transformations, new beginnings, going within, complete changes, things along those lines. Like a phoenix rising from the ashes. What my fourth time that we've seen a phoenix, I think, so far, at least the fourth or fifth time. This one is more significant than any of the phoenixes, though, I've seen so far in this tea leaf reading. So I would say a more significant change, whatever it is pertaining to this weekend taking place. And beside that, though, there's like overall a lot of communication, things still being discussed, things still up in the air. Letter E. And again, this sense of this loving and gentle energy that seems to be prevailing throughout this week, which is wonderful. Very happy to see that, as well as into this weekend. I think we're going to leave that there. So, everyone, thank you for hanging in here as long as you have. That went a lot longer than I intended, but I hope that you enjoyed the tea leaf reading and that it was helpful for you. So, look, ladies, it kind of looks like it's just us girls here right now. So, thank you so much, ladies, for being here. I really appreciate that. And I hope that you enjoyed your tea leaf reading. We did it. We got through it. And yeah, Ginny, you missed the onslaught of the trolls. That was crazy. So everyone, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, I'm going to aim to have this replay up tomorrow. I'm going to aim for early afternoon. Oh, Nicole, thank you so much for confirming that. I really appreciate that. Oh, that's lovely. Yeah, that's the thing. Like tea leaf reading is like so. I'm always amazed. I'm always fascinated because it's such a unique divination tool. I think different divination tools are completely valid. I use several of them. I do. I definitely do. But yeah, tea leaf reading is very unique. So it's just amazing to see what comes through. So Nicole, thank you so much for being my beautiful moderator tonight. I really I so appreciate all of your help. Linda, Martha. Hang on. I can move my laptop up here, so give me it now. The mother-in-law Martha is here for you. Oh wow, Linda, that's really cool. Well, I hope that you have a lovely visit with her and that everything goes amazingly and swimmingly well, and that you have a wonderful, wonderful time together as a family. So, thank you for that beautiful validation. Yes, and yes, Nicole, absolutely. Everyone have a beautiful, amazing night, and we will totally be back again here on Thursday. Lionsgate, Lionsgate, August the 8th on Thursday. Yes, yes, Linda. Yeah, we totally hope that it goes well. So we will be back again here on Thursday. A bit of a short turnaround since I was one day late going live tonight rather than last night being Monday. But we'll go live again on Thursday, which is August the 8th at 9 p.m. Eastern. And we will do, as always, the 3 tea leaf readings, 3 5-minute tea leaf readings for the live viewers of the show. First come, first served. Thank you so much. That's awesome, everyone. Well, I never like to end the chat because no, everyone's in there having a wonderful, wonderful time chatting. So I can hang out here for another minute or two if you like to finish chatting away. But thank you so much, everyone. I really hope that you enjoyed this tea leaf reading. Again, I'm going to have the pictures of the tea leaves posted on my community tab. I always make sure that I post the pictures before I make the live go public, like the replay, because that way you can go back and see what the tea leaves look like should you wish to. I always like to do that. Lionsgate. I know. I realized that, Virginia, I realized that this evening when I was updating the description box for this video, I realized I put the information in wrong because I was changing it, and I realized I'm like, oh, Thursday, that's Lionsgate. Ah, we're going live, so I'll have to do something really fun for Lionsgate. And this is my birthday month, so Leo with the hair. So I'm like, oh, Thursday, that's really cool for Lionsgate. That's gonna be really fun. Being a Leo too, it's like, ah, it's so exciting. But fun for everyone. So much happening this week. So everyone, please stay safe, stay well out there. And I hope that your week goes really, really well. And we will be back again here on Thursday. And we'll see if there's this many trolls back in the chat again. Have a great night, everyone. I love you all so, so much. And thank you so much, Janine. Thank you, everyone, for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed this tea leaf reading. And it looks like we're in for a very intriguing week. I'm very curious myself what this conversation is between two people and a third. I have no idea, obviously. I have no idea. We'll see. I'm just curious what this is referencing. But have a great night, everyone. I love you all so much, and we'll see you again here on Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern. Love you. Have a great night, everyone. Bye.